everyone! In today's video we will talk about linear regression and the key assumptions of linear regression. If you don't know me, I'm Karina. I'm a self-taught data analyst and a data scientist. I transitioned from finance into data analytics 10 years ago. And now I share my knowledge with other people online. So what is linear regression? Linear regression is a statistical model that estimates the linear relationship between independent and dependent variables to predict the outcomes of future events. The variable you want to predict is called dependent variable, while the variable you use to make those predictions is called independent variable. There are two main types of linear regression: simple linear regression and multiple linear regression. Simple linear regression uses a single independent variable to attempt to predict the outcomes of a dependent variable, while multiple linear regression uses two or more, in other words, multiple independent variables. Simple linear regression is based on several key assumptions that ensure the model provides valid results and useful predictions. Here are those main assumptions. The first one is linearity. The relationship between the independent and dependent variables is assumed to be linear. What is linear relationship? In the context of statistics and mathematics, it refers to direct relationship between the variables that can be represented by a straight line on a graph. This means that as one variable increases or decreases, the other variable increases or decreases at a constant rate. If one variable doubled, the other variable doubled too. Second assumption is independence. Observations should be independent of each other. This means the observations don't influence each other. The third assumption is homoscedasticity. The assumption states that the variance of error terms or residuals is constant across all levels of the independent variables. Let's break it down. The term homoscedasticity combines homo, which means same, and scedasticity, which refers to dispersion or spread. An error term represents the margin of error within a statistical model. It refers to the sum of the deviations within the regression line, which provides an explanation for the difference between the theoretical value of the model and the actual observed results. Imagine we have a linear regression model tracking a stock's price over time. The error term is the difference between the expected price at a particular time and the price that was actually observed. In instances where the price is exactly what it was anticipated at a particular time, price will fall on the trend line and the error term will be zero. Here is a graph illustrating a simple linear regression along with the residuals. In this plot, the blue points represent the data points. The red line is a line of best fit, calculated using linear regression. The green dotted line shows the residuals, which are the vertical distances between the data points and the regression line. As we discussed, homoscedasticity states that the variance of error terms is constant across all levels. The next assumption is normal distribution of errors. These pictures are examples of normally distributed errors and not normally distributed errors, so you can see the difference. Next assumption is no or minimal multicollinearity. In simple linear regression, which involves only one predictor, this is not an issue, but it becomes important in multiple regression. Predictors should not be too highly correlated with each other. Let's explore real-life examples to understand multicollinearity. Let's say you are developing a regression model to predict house prices based on various features of houses. You decide to include these predictors in your model: total square footage of the house, number of bedrooms, and number of bathrooms. Let's talk about issue of multicollinearity. Correlation between square footage and the number of bedrooms. Typically, larger houses have more bedrooms. Therefore, these two variables are likely to be highly correlated. Correlation between square footage and number of bathrooms. Well, similarly, more bathrooms are generally found in bigger houses, so it means that the square footage and the number of bathrooms are also likely to be highly correlated. One of the solutions to deal with multicollinearity is consolidating those predictors. Instead of using both square footage and number of bedrooms, you might choose to use only one of those variables if they serve the same purpose in predicting house prices. The next assumption is no autocorrelation. The residual should not display pattern when plotted against time. Autocorrelation is also known as serial correlation, refers to the correlation of a variable with itself across different time intervals. It is a common feature in time series data where the value of series at one point in time is influenced by the values at previous points. Let's talk about example. If you fit a linear regression model to predict current GDP growth using only current values of predictors without accounting for past GDP growth, the residuals may show autocorrelation. This is because the model fails to capture the influence of past growth, leading to systematic patterns in the residuals. And there is a potential solution to that. Include lagged variables. Incorporate past values of GDP as independent variables in the model. Or use time series model. Employ models designed to handle autocorrelation, such as ARIMA, which includes terms of both autoregression and moving averages. And the last assumption. The mean of residuals should be zero. This ensures that the model doesn't systematically over or underpredict the outcomes, which indicate a model bias. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. It helps the algorithm and me to reach more people. Let's talk about two live examples where you can apply linear regression. Scenario number one is predicting blood pressure. A linear regression model can be used to predict individuals' blood pressure based on such features as age, weight, diet, physical activity. Scenario number two is in online retail. A linear regression model can be used to predict customer spending based on factors such as previous behavior history, website metrics, marketing interactions, and customer demographics such as age, location, income level. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you need more explanation for any parts and what other topics you want me to cover.